What is up, chat? We're here. It is a beautiful Thursday. Wednesday? Thursday? Now I gotta check. I think it's a Thursday. Okay, yeah, Thursday. FOMC was yesterday, Wednesday, today, Thursday. Look, I just hit a dab before going live, okay? So my memory kind of phased out on me on that side. I apologize. But hey, we are locked and loaded in all aspects. We're ready. We're ready to go. Talk about the market, talk about our day, talk about your day, talk about everything that happened on the market, especially the soft landing part, right? You guys saw me talk about yesterday for a possible reversal move on the FOMC. Maybe the buyers come back in, but that was non-existent. We went down quite hard on the market today and gave us a lot of chances too. Obviously, the bear in me was very happy. I had a monster day today. Traded exceptionally well. I mean, I did so well until I didn't. And then I gave back half my day later on. But that's something we'll talk about when we're going through all of our trades. And later on in the stream, obviously, we'll go through a couple of the positions that we'll be interested in tomorrow. A lot of the large cap have actually moved away from the ranges that they were stuck in and being boring. So time to look at large caps again. Large caps will start giving us some volatility, some new trades. The market's moving once again. So finally, we are it's time to be excited. It's time for risk on. It was kind of risk off for half of this week. Obviously, with FOMC coming up, a lot of investors, a lot of traders just being on the sidelines. Cash is a position also. So just staying on the sidelines. But now that the FOMC has come out with the notice that, they're intending to keep interest rates higher for a little bit longer. And I'm seeing a lot of articles saying a little bit longer means until 2026 probably. So might not actually end up being a good news for the overall market. But let's give it up to the market, right? The market has had a pretty recent rally from how far we were to the downside, being in the bear market to now only being away 5, 6, 7% from the highs. So the markets have made a pretty insane of a rally so far. But now the question is, how low do we go? How low can you go? So we'll dive in. Look at our trades, then we'll go into all the other stocks. We'll look at the markets, we'll look at the futures, map out some levels for us that would possibly be interesting, and see where can we make that sweet dollar, because cash rules everything around us. Chicka chicka chicka. Okay, I'll stop. That was cringy. So why don't we go into our trades for the day? You guys want to start with the wins or losses? But even before we go there, let me say hi to my beautiful viewers rolling in. We got Dan Duval saying that every single one of the thumbnails that I make end up being his new favorite. Listen, you don't understand how much that means to me, okay? I put so much effort into making these thumbnails, and I don't even know how to Photoshop, okay? I don't even know how to Photoshop. Thankfully, AI helps me a lot on that side, and a lot of effort being, the brain power and the thinking that I have to put behind these thumbnails. They take quite a bit of a time to even think about how I want to do and what I want to do. So you saying that means a lot to me. I appreciate it. 3 days in and I have cart addiction. You've been trading cart nonstop, huh, JJW? Yeah, we'll talk about cart for sure. I actually did not trade cart today. I was looking for some opportunities. We'll talk about it. I did not get that entries that I wanted, and I missed out on the longs that it gave you. So monster longs on cart. We'll get into that a little bit deeper. TH in the house, number 4. TH, you're usually number 3. You're slow, mate. Slow. Diter's here. What's up, Diter? The Photoshop Pro is actually in the chat right now. What's up, Diter? They are pretty hot and they are all on point. Guessing you're talking about the thumbnails. Appreciate the love. All right, welcome everybody. Settle in, grab your popcorn or whatever it is that you're eating while you're watching and charting, and let's look at my trades for the day. Let's actually start off with, I guess, the what the hell happened to this picture? What the hell happened here? Okay, well, half my candles are missing, but this is Mara. We were pretty keen on looking at Mara and Riot going into today, because those levels that we were looking at, the 9 area and the 10 area on Riot, we were looking for possible longs off of these areas as Bitcoin was, moving to the north side. But now with FOMC, Bitcoin went down today to start off the day. I think Bitcoin was down about 0.7% at one point, and Mara and Riot, both of them actually gapped down below these levels and were trading below these levels. So I expected, I would possibly get a nice little short on these and jump the gun a little bit. I started shorting the pops on, I started shorting this re-entry. Didn't really jump the gun in any way, but I just did something really stupid, which is I added, got in, add, and I just kind of ruined my whole average to the point where I didn't even want to punch out flat. I kind of held it all the way back through, and I lost so much money on it. It was like, what the hell am I doing? What is wrong with me? Like, dude, just stay away from the stock. And I stayed away from it for the rest of the day. Even though Bitcoin did go down to start off the day, it was rallying up and up and up, really quickly to the north side. And I was like ignoring these moves. I was saying, no, this doesn't matter. This is not happening right now to me. I was just being a, little baby about it, ignoring this move, watching it happen. And then I was just bag holding this position for like an idiot. So very poor trading, something not to do over here. But thankfully we had amazing trades after that, which is, FedEx. We had FedEx. We started off with a long over here. You kind of can't see the candle or the entry, but there you go. You can kind of see the entry now. After the stock broke through 265, I was thinking about taking the 265 break, and the old Prad would have. But two things stopped me. Two things were the spread was insane. At one point, it was almost 80 cents on FedEx. It was not easy to get into this trade. Either you bid 264.20s where the ask is 265 and you pray that you get a fill, or you throw an order at 264.50s, which is what a lot of people had to do. As you can see right there, I actually threw an order at 264.50s. The spread was insane on that position, and I was like, I don't want to punch 265, nor do I want to bid over here and watch the stock go all the way down. But then this is where tape reading comes into play. I look at the tape. I'm looking at where the size is actually being printed on the time of sales. Where are the bids? Where are the sellers? Are the bidders stepping up? Every time we do drop down to 264.20, bidders bid right back up at 264.50. Anyone who's interested in the long, they realize that this is the spot where liquidity is, because the stock goes down below 264.50, doesn't really stay under there for too long, jumps right back up to 264.50, and you start seeing some prints happening around this price. So noticing that liquidity taking place at that point, I punch my long at 264.50. Actually, I throw an order out and I wait for it. It triggers me in. After I get triggered in, I see some buying coming in later. So I figured, okay, you know what? I'll take that 265 breakout. I take that 265 breakout, and I'm still watching the tape over here. It is moving up, but it's very spready, very thin, and not looking like the cleanest trade to the north side today. So I didn't really expect that 270. Obviously would love if 270 came in, 270 being this range on FDX that we were looking at yesterday, right there, 264, 270 to the north side. What is that? Yeah, 271 or so. So I was, I would love for that level to come in, but not really coming into play, taking some profits over there. I tried to add one lot back, basically the lot that I took out over here, to kind of see if the stock will show me some buying again at 265. As you guys can see, the bottom of these candles all kind of bounce off of it, showing you that there was some buying coming in, but later on the selling was just too strong and the stock just pushed right through. The market was also breaking down at this point and going below VWAP, if I remember correctly, and market was already down on the day and going even more lower, kind of killed it for FDX. So I said, I'm not going to be stupid and fight this move down. That's catching a falling knife. The old Pride would have done that. Even at this spot, I didn't want to fight for it. I said, you know what? We have levels mapped out. We talked about the stock yesterday on stream. Why would we want to look like an absolute idiot not trading the levels that we actually had mapped out? So that was a 260 over here. We let the stock trade through 260. Actually, it doesn't even go below 260. Never mind. We let the stock trade through, and then I get back in on this position on the long. Sadly, we do the same thing we did yesterday on GIS, which is not trading the position properly. We don't stick to our stop. We just want to make our profits, especially after losing the money on Mara. We wanted to make that money back over here, and we did. And playing PNL, playing emotion. So that was once again a little sad to take that exit. Even my manager was reviewing this position for me, and he was like, "Dude, what the hell is this? You had such a good long. You fought for this long for like all day basically, and you have the entry. Why'd you screw it up for yourself? You're supposed to at least hold it to VWAP. What an insane risk to reward that would have been. Almost $5 reward for about maybe 60 cents of risk to the downside. So that's the shitty part over here on FTX that I ruined for myself. Later on in the day, I could have got back in on the re-entry back to 260, but I was watching other stocks and I kind of forgot about FTX honestly, so missed out a big opportunity over here. And overall, my number one stock on the day, FTX, loved it. My number two stock on the day, Square. Day 3 continuation play. We traded this yesterday. We killed it yesterday. But one thing that we did yesterday was we tried to flip long at one point and we missed out the bigger picture move. So today we were trying to not do that and basically stay short throughout the whole period. And we do so until 12:41. We do pretty damn well being short. Starting off over here, I think this was actually the break of yesterday's low, if I remember correctly. Let's go confirm that. 46.40. Yeah, it is actually yesterday's low. I remember now. 46.37. Is that right? Yeah, they're right there. 46.37. Let me show you that on the daily chart. I'm wrong. What? I thought this was yesterday's day short. Yesterday's low day short. It wasn't. So what the hell kind of trade am I taking then? Did I just take the opening 5-minute range break? I guess so. Looks like it. I think I might have just taken the opening 5-minute range break, which is around this 46.43. That makes sense now. So ORB5 was applied over here, 46.43-ish, taking the opening range break on the way down, taking some exits, adding more positions back in on the way down, taking more profits, reloading all the way over here, taking some out just in case the stock wants to pop up and ruin us. And the day 3 is the day where the stock wants to go up north side, but thankfully market was weak. So after taking some out over there, we add that lot back that we take out, and then we're pushing right back to the downside, taking profits, and I'm basically done trading the stock over here. Later on, we start building into a new position, short, add, cover, and then I get stopped out, and then we have another trade over here at the end of the day, trying for a possible short, see if the market moves, but doesn't really do anything. I don't really like the trade anyway, so I'm out of this trade. Overall, another day, another short on Square, and we did pretty good on it. Chat saying, thumbnails rock, appreciate it. Fun fact, after your show concludes, people watch it, take numbers on the viewers 0 to 100 all this week. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate everyone who watches it, everyone who tunes in live, and also the offline viewers means a lot to me. Today, actually, I like to stay engaged with my audience. And I go through my comments every single day. And today I went through a comment and there was a hater. There was a hater commenting saying, Walmart's applying. Hopefully I never see you again and you should go apply to Walmart. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting because you're helping with the algorithm and you're helping with the view count. So as long as you're watching, feel free to put whatever you want in the comments. And yeah, help me out on the algorithm. It means a lot to me. So shout out to that hater over there for helping me out with the algo. And you're adding new subscribers. Yes, sir, we are. Thanks to the amazing viewers, man. Honestly, you guys are the best. You guys make me want to do this every single day. Every single one that honestly comes in to the live side. You guys are the best. Let's go to the next stock over here. Affirm. I had some sort of a level around this 22 area. I think it was 22. Let me go to my chart. Yeah, 22.50. But then, we were so far away from it. So I think I started taking some sort of a 50 period or 100 period EMA short. What was that? 21.60. 21.60 was around this area right here, right? That was that time. What time was that? That's 12:20. So now, not that time. This was right around 10:20, right over here. So on the fail pops above VWAP is where I'm kind of basically taking my fills and adding to the position, and then I'm exiting. Pretty easy short over here. But this first entry, honestly, a little impatient on that one because the stock market was going up and this was going up too, and this was the level I wanted to short. But we took some pop shots over here. Thankfully, we kept the sizing small on that, and then our main short later on, we added to that position. We were aggressive with it, and we made some nice moves to the downside, adding to our P&L. You could be losing the first time, but as long as, like I said, your risk to rewards are always 3.1 or more, 3:1 or more, 3.1, 3:1 or more, you are always going to come out victorious. For example, today I only had 3 or 4 positive stocks out of 7, and we were up on the day. So there you go. Not Notion, sorry. This is Affirm. So Affirm, I think that's pretty much the end of my Affirm trades on the day. So the next one I go to is DraftKings. DraftKings, we were so looking for that $30 level. Doesn't really give you a push up to that 30 today to short that. So no opportunity to short 30 off the open. And now I'm looking for any pops. You see that trend line over there that I drew? Don't think I even used that trend line to trade it. But, looking for any pops to really short this stock. So here, chart's missing again. Something's wrong with the software today. But looking for any pops to basically short. I get stopped out over here on the break of this area. I get back into this trade with the smaller size than I kind of had over here. But at the end, since how the risk was 1:1 the risk to reward on this trade was more than this one. Overall, how many cents I lost on this trade was basically made back on this trade. So I broke even on it. I think this was negative, but barely even lost money on this trade. So here's I think this is when you see all the losers on the day, and the winners basically made up for all the losers and some, right? So that's a 3:1 risk to reward ratio that we talk about. Rivian, I think we try a quick short around that 22 area. After the stock shows me, we are not able to really get above 22 off the open. We already made that rally to 22 area, pulled back. So I'm expecting, rejections to really come in around this 22 area, especially off those wicks. So I start throwing up some orders near the 90s. I take the fill. I don't want to take too much size because obviously higher lows, higher highs, all the way up back over here. So I send my stop out. This one actually slips quite a bit. It was nasty. Slipped all I think the stop was right here on 22.05, and this one gets filled at 22.09, 22.12, I think. So this was a nasty slip over there. Did not like that one. But overall, I tried a shot, didn't work. Bearish stock, bearish market overall today. I was expecting a bigger pullback. I was just wrong on the price. And I paid the piper for it. Next time we'll be looking out for a different level than just a simple 22 blind shot at 22. This is a buyout. For the most part, I did make money on it today. Later on in the day, I kind of got absolutely rinsed because this stock started going to the downside. I was heavily long on it, especially around this period. Long, short, long exit, long exit, long exit, long exit. I was having a lot of fun making money on this position, but sadly turned into a negative stock over here as the selling power was too strong, and I just ignored it. I was expecting the buyer over here at the 1460 to really hold the stock up, but they didn't. And even there was a buyer over here around 1470s, but this seller at 145.05s, that seller really stuffed the stock down all day. So it was tough to fight that seller. I mean, I should have just flipped short. One of my other traders on the floor, not my traders, but one of my good friends on the prop trading company, reviewed my trade for me, and he basically said, very disappointing to not see you trade the short side also. You should be able to trade both directions, especially on the first day buyouts. And when you're calling out the sellers or when you're calling out the buyers and you're seeing it happen, just join them instead of fighting them and praying that the one level gets wiped out to the other level. So kind of poor trading over here later on in the day, praying and hoping that the seller gets wiped out by the buyer, but it's the other way around at the end of the day, I guess. need to be more careful. But overall, man, yeah, shout out to Splunk getting bought out by Cisco for $157, I believe was the deal. Another AI stock, Splunk. ARM, we try a quick short here at the low of day, but it doesn't really do anything. And that was actually the $50 area. Quick short at the low of day doesn't do anything. I should have been ready to flip long because that was the trade. That was a fail break of the 50 area. It tried to go below 49.88, but really struggled to go below that. I think that is actually the low. Let me confirm that. If it is the low, I'll be very surprised. 49.85. Okay, not perfect, but I tried. Pushes to the downside, stops me out. I should have been ready to flip long once again. Didn't do that, mistake. I try another short over here, short cover. I add to my position, and then I get stopped out, negative on the day. Tried to see if there was a continuation move to the downside with the rest of the market, and possibly break that 50 once again and really get under 50. But looks like that $50 area, that 51 area, which are the IPO's indicated price range. You might see some buying coming in around these prices for those IPO stocks. Another IPO stock that recently got back to these prices, Cart's around $30, which is the actual price for that stock. So we'll be talking about that later on in the stream for looking for trades on it. But yeah, this is my trade on ARM today. Shorts for the most part failed. Should have been ready to go long. Missed a big opportunity on that one. I did cry about it a little bit. Not actual tears, but I cried about it a little bit. And this stock over here, I tried it so hard, man. This one was so poorly managed. It was, come on, like, what are you doing, Prad? You had the idea, you had the trade, you just shook yourself out multiple times, and then you flipped on the trade, and you got burnt on the flip too. Thankfully, I kept my sizing so small that even though I did lose money on it, it didn't really matter, because the amount of money that I lost on it wasn't even close to the amount of money I was willing to lose on Amazon for today. So this was a losing trade. Started off with a nice little win. We were short on the lower day break, 130 something, 130.30. We took the lower day break, nice little move to 130. We covered in front of 130 just in case the stock wanted to bounce and move up to the north side, and we actually saved ourselves a move right back to our average price. But that was the place to possibly get back short, sadly. So 130, we take the 130 break. We don't cover. It comes back. We actually start adding to our position, and then I start getting scared of this position. I start seeing higher lows. I start seeing higher highs. So I don't really like what I'm seeing. I punch out of this position. I start flipping long, and then after that, I start seeing lower lows and lower highs. It's like, what in the heck is going on? I'm going long and it's going down. I'm going short and it's going up. It's just reverse Prad right now. It's like the morning was fire, and the later on in the day it's reverse Prad. So what's going on? I just was losing my brain cells. So I just said, you know what? I don't have the read. I'm not gonna bother throwing all my money that I made on this on the day on this level. I might just get rinsed on it for another 15 minutes straight. So I stopped trading it. I actually got out of my seat, went for a walk, enjoyed the sun outside, and probably missed out on some profits, but probably saved myself on a lot of losses over there too. So those, my friends, were the trades on the day for me. We actually ended up with a nice little green day, and we had a green day yesterday too, so we're carrying on. We are positive on the month, and we're gonna look to aim to end this week on green, and end this month on green, and hopefully the next, do we have 2 weeks left? We have 1 week left in September. Holy smokes. And hopefully the next week we have no red days. Let's aim for that. No red days to end off the last week of September. Let's aim for that bad boy right there. Also, quick reminder, I guess not reminder, but quick notice that Monday, October 9th, there might not be a stream because I will be in Virginia, United States of America. So if you are in Virginia and you wanna come meet your boy TraderPrad, or if you want to show me Virginia, then contact me in my DMs or Twitter or Instagram, and we'll try to do something. But October 9th, there will not be a stream because from 6th to 9th I will be out of Canada. So quick little update on that day. I will remind you guys once again as we get closer to that date. Now that I've informed you guys on my vacation, let's get back to the markets again and see about some of these trades. Where can we take some positions tomorrow? Where are these levels interesting for us? Hella shorts, man. Nice trades. Thank you, Cody. BBB to B. What does that mean, Dan Duval? Dan Duval has an addiction with bees. Hi there. One question. Do you always use Bollinger Bands when trading? Thank you. I mean, honestly, I don't use it to enter or exit, but it ends up that I'm actually exiting at the lows or entering at the highs. All I use Bollinger Bands for is to kind of see, is the volatility opening up or is the volatility closing down? Is it narrow? It's a quick little visual representation of how the volatility is. It's not really a tool for me to enter as a scalper or exit as a scalper, but as you just saw on my charts, you know, it just happens to be that sometimes I am entering and exiting right at that point. Most of my entries and exits are you know, first off of technical basis and then second off of tape reading. So I'm not trading purely off of it. This is just to show me, is the stock getting boring or is it getting fun? Is it getting boring? Is it getting fun? That's all I care for. 3 to 1. 3 to 1, baby. That's right. Oh, 3 Bs to 1 B. Ah, 3 Bs to 1 B. Yes, sir. And then you can be the queen bee. If you can get 3 Bs to 1 B and have a 40% win rate, which is what I'm sitting at right now. Every day, you aim for 3s to 1 win ratios, risk to reward ratio, and you have a 40 to 45% win rate. You're making money consistently, brother, sister. I don't want to, you know, exclude my sisters out there in the chat. The all three of them that I have. That you guys should see the statistics. You guys should see these statistics. I don't think I should show you because I might get banned for showing this page. But if I go to analytics and if I go to audience, where is it? Where is my audience? 28.6% of you are not subscribed. What are you doing? Why is 28.6% of you not subscribed? You're just sitting there watching and not hitting the subscribe button. If you're a bot, it makes sense. But if you're a human and you're not hitting the subscribe button, you're behaving like a bot. Don't be a bot. Come on, be a human. Hit that subscribe button. And I would love for you to hit that like button too. But here we go. What? The age and gender changed completely. This used to be not 100% male channel, but now it's 100% male channel. 100% male channel, and the most population of you is 37% of you are from 25 to 34. That's awesome. 25% of you are from, 37.4% of you are from 25 to 34, and 50%, 49.9% of you are from United States of America. So those are the quick little stats from the chat over here and all the viewers. Bollinger Bands work great. I use them too, says TH. Yeah, I've recently been putting them on the charts thanks to my manager. My manager told me to start looking at Bollinger Bands. I haven't really used them for entries, like I said. I do use them to see if the stock might go a little crazy or not go crazy. All right, let's get back to the market. And I want to talk about. Ooh, look at that! Yeah, ARM. What was the stock that I was using today where anchor VWAP was like picture perfect? I think it was Splunk. Splunk, after it announced its earnings, if you drop down the anchor VWAP on this position, not earnings, sorry. Well, after the news was announced that it's gonna get bought out, if you pop down the anchored VWAP from that point, you can see that this stock basically traded under that for a bit, then above that for the most part, and then under that. So I'm pretty interested. I'm going to have that anchor VWAP up going into tomorrow. I want to see if there's sellers around these prices or if there's buyers around these prices. And I want to, be part of this game. I think the stock will be very active for the next few days. But let's go to a stock that was hella active later on in the day. What happened over here, ladies and gentlemen? This is something that we have to have on our watch list. When was the news dropped on eBay? I think it was like what was it? 2:57 was the news drop. So 2:57. That's like a little bit later than when the moves actually start happening. That's kind of crazy. So I think I'm going to put it off of this bottom over here. And right now it's trading under it. But tomorrow, for any reason, if we start getting above this anchored VWAP, I'll be interested in seeing if there's any longs to the north side on eBay. A company that eBay owns is getting acquired, or what is it? News again. Let's go to our trusty friend and a trusty tool, Benzinga. Why does that always do that? I don't get it. Stupid software. eBay, BX. Blackstone Primera said to weigh bid for eBay backed Adventia. So I guess eBay owns Adventia, and Primera or Blackstone is looking to throw a bid for that stock or company that eBay owns. So good little pop on that news for eBay. Monster volume increase on eBay compared to, you know, what it was doing. It was kind of stuck in the range, still stuck in the range. But if we do manage to get above these ranges on eBay, then possible fun to the north side over there. So should not be ignoring this stock. Why didn't I just do this? Why didn't I just zoom out on eBay when the news came out? Because I would have been absolutely ready to short this position. What's wrong with me? I did not pull up eBay on the long-term chart. I did not see this range that it was absolutely stuck in for such a long time. And I missed out on a beautiful short on the news catalyst. I mean, look at that. Fail 45. Did not really trade above 45 for too much. And it gave you some shorts to take 44.70s. That's basically where you could have gotten liquidity. But most of the entries you would have had is under 45.50s. And gave you a nice little 50-cent drop to the south side, but your risk is 50 cents though, so it wasn't really that good. 1:1, I don't know. If you got some fills over here, then you're laughing because your risk is, you know, basically right there. But if you're getting fills over here, your risk is over here, your reward is over here. If you're expecting a move all the way back down, especially on a positive catalyst, then you're just a little crazy in my opinion. So overall, yeah, I don't know if you don't really want to be taking these fills, even though that's where you kind of had liquidity offered. That's it. But you don't want to be taking those fills over there. But eBay, you for sure need to be watching this bad boy tomorrow. Blister. What's Blister? I don't get it. What's Blister? Okay. Oh wow, this thing is still on my screen. I apologize. So this is what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of volume did trade above barely above 45. A lot of volume traded right around 45.50, and then it did you know, had a dollar risk for a dollar reward. Apologize for having that still up on the screen for you guys. So eBay, another stock that I want to, oh, it's just, you said brother and sister. Blister. Oh, is that a word? Is that a thing? Shut up. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I know what a Urban Dictionary, dude. I know what actually blister means. That's not a thing. You made it up. That's not a thing. That doesn't even sound good. Cause blisters just sounds gross. Sounds gross. Come on, Cody. What are you doing here? All right. We talked about ARM, so let's sorry, not ARM, eBay. So let's quickly put down eBay over here and go back to the longer term chart and kind of map down these levels, 45.30 to 45.50. 45.30 to 45.50, and for by any chance, if the stock does go back to $42.80, $43, then you might want to be interested in looking for some longs off of that area, because obviously that catalyst seems to be pretty positive for the stock to even end green after the way the market moved today. So that's eBay. Let's quickly go to some after hours scanners to see if any fun stocks moved around in the after hours for us to have an eye on. Penny stock, don't care. Penny stock, don't care. Another penny stock, woohoo, don't care. Nikola 1.26 now, damn, okay. Got it back above $1. I think CGC is kind of struggling to stay above $1 right now, isn't it? Yeah, CGC is struggling to stay above $1. Who's surprised by that? Not me. BND, PBTS. Okay, nothing's really going on. No volume over here. Can I get a scan by volume? No volume in the after hours. No volume in the after hours. Cart kind of moved around, popped up 1.5% on 92,000 shares, so nothing really happening there. Rivian, is that Rivian? No, RVNC. I thought that was Rivian. Affirm kind of moved down, so I guess we just have our watch list that we have, and we just gotta keep looking at those same few stocks, sadly. Get rid of that proof. And okay, so we go over here, and where do we want to start? I guess it's mainly large caps that I have. I want to see if there's any big gainers that we might want to be interested in. I mean, these stocks barely do any volume. Let's scan by volume, please. Come on, you're joking. You're joking, right? Come on, you're joking. So Splunk, which we already have on our watch list. Let's okay, look at that. We already have Tesla, obviously. We know Tesla. Palantir moved down to $14. We have that one on the watch list. Cisco, yeah, because they're spending about $20 billion. I think it's 20. How big is that deal? For anyone who knows the deal in the chat, put it out, please. The deal for Cisco and Splunk. So they're gonna be out of X amount of dollars for that deal if that deal actually goes through. So that's why they're down over here. No other catalyst for that besides that. Lucid, $5. Okay, we did not have Lucid on our watch list, so we'll put down Lucid over here. And along with Lucid, I guess we already have NIO, so we'll throw Rivian along with it to kind of quickly take a glance at and see if we find any trades. SoFi struggling, Uber struggling today too. We'll throw Uber on. Uber doing slightly above 3-month average volume, so we'll put Uber on there, and the rest of it kind of just bores me to death, so we'll move on from those ones. And now we have a pretty solid watch list to kind of shuffle through stocks all day tomorrow. We are missing some important ones over here like Carvana. I'm trying to think off the top of my head as to what other stocks. Oh yeah, CART, KYVO, for any reason if that one's moving around and has volume. What other stocks do I trade on a normal day-to-day basis? I think this is pretty much it. Okay, so let's start off with Apple. Apple, I was looking at it earlier today, and that triple bottom is coming right back into play. 173.55. We didn't really touch 173.55 today, but that triple bottom is not to be ignored. If we do break that triple bottom, I think Apple has some room to the downside, and then obviously we have a first room to the downside is a 50-cent drop, but then a much bigger room to the downside is for sure possible, especially if the market goes on a free fall mode tomorrow, right? The safe landing, mayday, brace for impact. We are landing. We're not landing safely. It's going into the Hudson River. So if the market does end up going into a free fall Friday tomorrow, you want to be involved in Apple. Trust me, you want to be involved in Apple. This stock will possibly be something to take on multiple breakouts, even short on the pops. 173.55, that triple bottom. I mean, do I say more? So let's take a look at that trade tomorrow. I'm just gonna put 173.55 over here for us, and then we do have some levels to the upside already mapped out. We've seen the stock trade by 176 before. We've seen the stock trade by 174 before. So if it does pop into these ranges, we will be attempting to put some trades over there. Tesla 260 was in play, I think, today, right? You could have shorted Tex 260 fail break, and that was a monster short off the open, and it gave you another short later on in the day, which was right back into the low of day. So for anyone who took that, I wasn't really watching Tesla, sadly, but Tesla, that 260 level came into play, and a monster rejection. It gave you multiple attempts to really take your fills and drive it to the downside, and I don't doubt it that some of the people on my floor had the short, because they were pointing it out, and I just kind of ignored them. So it's my fault on having my headphones and kind of just being too focused on my own position. So shout out to Tesla for printing for my boys. But Tesla, man, we can't be ignoring the stock. Part of me ignores it because I don't really have too much of a good track record on it, and I start trading it poorly. Just because of how my track record is on Tesla. So my emotions kick in, and since the stock can even incite that side of trading for me, I try to just put it on the do not trade list and say, F you, don't want to touch it. So even if I do trade it tomorrow, it'll be on lighter volume, and then we'll see if we're able to get a nice little win on it so we can add to the positions afterwards. So 260 and obviously that 250 level. So 250, 255, 260 for any chance of any of these $5 level ranges come into play. We'll be watching to see how liquidity kind of acts around these prices. And then we also have this nice little bottom around 244. Look how many times the stock kind of bounces off this area. So I'll be interested to see if we have a nice $10 move to the downside from 255 to 245 tomorrow for us to be part of. Maybe a $5 short for us to be part of, or even how it did near 260 yesterday. It does that near 255 tomorrow and gives us a nice little short attempt to the downside. All of it obviously depends on the market going down. If the market's not on free fall territories, free fall zones, then obviously you want to be careful with that short thesis. So Tesla, we have some levels there. Palantir, we've been absolutely saying don't trade unless the stock is near two prices, 16 or 14. So look at that. 16 gave you multiple shorts on multiple days. 14 is now coming back into picture. So now the question is, that Palantir hold at 14, or does it break 14 and flush and die? Palantir, another AI stock, they get tons of government contracts. They recently went positive on the books, I believe, and actually started making money. Sadly, this earnings report was a little bit of a miss, but overall, they're getting better and better as bringing in revenue. They're making money for themselves. So all things looking good in the future for Palantir. But for now, in the short term period, the question is, are the buyers here or are the buyers not there? Further market downside expected, says T8. So there you go. You're getting a market sentiment from another expert trader. Now, I'm not saying I am one, but you're getting the market sentiment from other traders over here in the chat. Further market downside expected. That's what articles are saying too. That's what a lot of other people are talking about also. So we'll be watching. We'll be watching for that free fall. Trust me, no one loves a free fall more than me. I promise you that. I don't know why though, because that kind of kills my portfolio. But no one loves a free fall more than me, okay? Give me a free fall. So Palantir, if we get a free fall tomorrow, that 14 short should be mint. If we don't get a free fall tomorrow, that 14 long should also be mint. So watch out for that 14 level on PLTR, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon 130 came into play today. We talked about that. We had that trade on board and we shit the bed on that stock completely. Pretty upset at myself at how I traded that stock today, honestly. But here we are. We got more levels around. Looks like, what is this low? 127.50 to 128. We have some sort of possible action incoming on Amazon. Also coincides with the 100 period EMA. And if we go to the year-to-date chart, pop in the anchored VWAP from the year-to-date low. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look too good. Let's pop in an anchored VWAP from another point that we would be possibly interested in to see where the buyers and sellers could be. After making this big gap, where is the anchored VWAP now? It's over there. So it's possible resistances. We're already moving to the downside. Those are really the only two anchored VWAPs I can kind of put. I'm not done the book yet, so after I'm done the book, I'll kind of maybe understand where to put the anchor VWAP in this range. But after making that big gap and from the low from the year to date, and maybe we can pop one from a high from the year to date also. So there you go. That kind of coincides with this one. So that shows you, confluence on possible resistance near 138 now. The VWAP from year-to-date highs, basically 52-week highs, and VWAP from the gap that it made on whatever catalyst this was, I guess the earnings catalyst, has now kind of converged with each other and showing you resistance around these areas. So possible blocks coming in, and for support, I mean, I don't really have, I could possibly put one here. I don't know if that would make sense. And the question is like, why would you even put it there? Why would you want an anchored view up from there? Does this signify any key event for Amazon? And I can't really answer that because I don't see a big volume spike compared to the other volume candles. I mean, it makes sense to put one over here because of the gap and the earnings move, but in this range, I don't really know. I would need to learn more about anchored VWAP to be able to put one over here. So this is what I have right now, and for the supports, more downside right here at 128. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So I'll put down 128. We have the 50 period EMA at 134.50, which is also around the highs of these areas, 134.50 to 135, but I don't think that really comes into play tomorrow. So we'll just put down 128 and 130 and kind of study the stock, what it does. What do you do near 128? What do you do near, holy, I need to nuke these lines. I have way too many lines here. It doesn't make sense anymore. I need to nuke these lines. Let's actually do it. Screw it. Remove all lines. So, what do you do around those prices for Amazon is the question. And then we'll kind of study the tape, look for buyers, look for sellers, and then join them on the party, join them on the dance floor. Since we just put down anchored VWAPs for Amazon just now, let's put down some for Microsoft and kind of look for some key levels over here, some key prices that we would kind of be interested in. Where did that line go? Ooh, I like that one. So we're currently hanging out right near the 100 period EMA on the daily chart. We are seeing the anchored VWAP from the earnings move over here. We could also plop one from this earnings move, honestly. What date was that? 25th of July. Is that 25th of July? 26th of July? That's the 25th of July. So probably Microsoft probably comes out in after hours, right? So we'll put it over here, and that pops in right there too, along with the other anchored VWAP from all the way down there. Not surprised by that one at all. So possible resistances at 330-ish or so on Microsoft. If we do get a pop to it at some point, we'll be watching out for those levels. But right now for support, I mean, we just have to kind of look out for technical areas on Microsoft. Looks like we got a couple resistance areas over here sometimes, and we push down on the dailies, and then over here we had a bounce on the dailies, and we're kind of pushing to that level, that 310 area, all the way up to 313.50 area. So possible range over here to look out for on Microsoft. At the moment, I would just be interested in to see how the stock trades around 320, right? We're hanging out just short by 320. The market sold off drastically. Microsoft sold off yesterday too, but Microsoft didn't really do too much today, whereas the QQQ basket was down 1.8%. I think Microsoft is like what, number 2 stock in the QQQ. I think Microsoft's number 2 weightage in the. There you go. So 9.4%, and when the overall ETF is down 1.83%, you would expect Microsoft to kind of drag down along with it, but Microsoft didn't really do too much, just had a tail up, tail down. I think this is just called a doji candle. Don't quote me on that one. Don't use candlestick patterns to really make a trade, but yeah, learning a couple things here and there, and that doji pattern showing you a lot of indecision on Microsoft, whereas the market clearly made a goddamn decision. So tomorrow, if we do see resistance coming in right around this 320, 321 area, around yesterday's lows, and we start making a move towards today's lows and break down possible shorts near 320, you could possibly add near 315, write it down to 310, start covering near 310. If the market's even more weak, take the break of 310, write it to the downside, and enjoy the shorts. A lot of things over here to look out for. Markets are getting active again. FOMC is done, and we are getting some fun moves in the market. I mean, is the VIX going back up? Let's take a look. Yes, sir. VIX is back at 17. So this is what we need as day traders. Day traders need volatility. VIX is going back up. People are scared. They're talking about this safe landing, but they didn't tell you that they're landing into the goddamn Hudson River. So brace for goddamn impact, and get ready to short the shit out of the market, especially if the VIX keeps going up. I can't wait for the volatility to open up, start taking these positions and enjoying the rise to the downside or even upside, wherever the market goes. Wherever the market goes, because volatility means money to be made and also money that can easily be lost. So be very careful on that part. Be very, very careful. So Microsoft, we said 320, and I think I'll just put 320 for now. Google, I can't type. Awesome. Google actually broke under this range. Okay, I love it. So and we kind of, well, I thought we closed around that. No, we closed a little bit under it. So clearly we are now going back into this range on Google. Let's put in an anchored VWAP from that point, which is the earnings. I love it. From the earnings low, let's also go to the year-to-date low. No, that's not what I want. Stop. Year-to-date low. And then year-to-date high. Okay, so now we have 3 anchored VWAPs, the anchored VWAPs that we know to use and like to use for now. So 1, 2, and then 3. Based on this, obviously, no real information to trade off of it just yet. Give it some time. But for now, we'll put down a level over here to kind of be interested in, and this level that we already had near what is that price again? 131.50-ish. So we'll put down 131.50 for possible shorts off of that area on Google if we do push up there, with keeping an eye all the way up to today's high near 131.23. In case the market is red, we're shorting it. If the market's green, then we'll be looking for these same levels, a break back into this range again for Google, going back up north side and so on. Oh, so your pick is Tom Hanks as Captain Sully. Did you just get the joke? Come on, dude. Where's that picture? I'm getting too creative with this shit, right? I'm getting way too creative with this shit. All right, so there you go. Captain Sully giving you that soft landing that Papa Powell was promising. At least he's not crashing the market, right? At least it's not an absolute crash. It's a soft landing, just not where you want it to be, not on the damn runway for sure. Google, looking for these levels right around this 131.50 for myself. Close that bad boy. 131.50, and then we possibly look for more levels on the upside if it does go there. NIO moved right to yesterday's low, or not yesterday's low, that day where it made that insane volume. We were talking about the stock making that insane volume on that day. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Actually, let's go to the 1-minute chart. I still have my anchored VWAP in there. Look at that. So we still have our anchored VWAP on that volume node low from that day where it made a ton of volume. We loved watching it. It showed you some support on all of this day, but now you're seeing the stock right back to the downside. It gave you a beautiful long. That was it gave you a beautiful long off of that point for you to get that SSR long and then enjoy the move to the north side. I don't think it was actually on SSR today. No, I wasn't. 100% wasn't on SSR today. So you could have gotten that long and enjoyed the move to the north side. I mean, that risk to reward is just exactly what we're looking for. You get in over here somewhere with your risk to the downside. What is that? Entries at 40 with risk at 35, 5-cent risk for even if you get out at VWAP. I mean, come on. 5-cent risk for a 10-cent reward, or even if you get out of the high days over here, and sometimes it can even go all the way to the north side. So those are the type of trades we want to be part of. NIO. So 840 really came into play last time and this time, so we want to be looking at it for both times. What happened? We want to be looking at it again, not missing the opportunity if it does show up tomorrow, a short through that or a long through that. They had a recent public offering, and obviously they missed on earnings too, so pushing more to the downside for NIO. I'm losing my voice, chat. I'm losing my voice. Probably because I'm vaping, let's be real. As he proceeds to put vape in his mouth again and suck on it. Nothing really after hours today, so don't really care about that one. Let's go back to our watch list. Nvidia. The bubble is bursting or what, chat? Is the bubble bursting? Pop goes the bubble. So Nvidia obviously making that move to the downside. Anchored VWAP right there. We'll also pop one in for the all-time high anchored VWAP, and we'll pop one in for. I'm nuking my lines. I'm nuking all my lines, please and thank you. Anchored VWAP from there. I want one from that earnings point because you gapped up. I want one from that gap up. And I want one from... Where's the next earnings move? What day was this earnings? 23rd of August. 23rd of August, so we'll have to put it on the 24th, and I want one from there. And I guess that's basically the all-time high, so we'll just put that one in from the all-time high instead. There you go. So that one comes in. Now we have our 4 anchored VWAPs from each big gap, and one from the year-to-date low. So more anchored VWAPs on this chart than the other stock. Obviously, the anchored VWAPs right now that I know to use are more for a swing perspective, but if the stock does manage to pull to these levels, you can look for longs off of these areas, right? So always nice to have them out. Now I don't have to worry about it. Now we'll be actually plotting some levels to kind of be interested in. I like to look at, you know, anytime a stock makes a pop to a high and kind of rejects it, I like to look at those levels. At the same time, I also like to look at the bottoms, right? The bottoms where the stock has bounced off of multiple times. And I'm only going to be charting the most recent area because all that area to the downside is kind of irrelevant to me right now. So looking for, there's a little bit of a trend line over here, honestly. You could kind of see a trend here. That trend broke. That trend broke. So forget that trend, but we'll leave it up there. We'll leave it up there because you see how we kind of rejected the upper, the bottom end of that trend line today. So that trend line basically being negated, you can even plop one something like this, I guess, right? But we ignore that one. We don't need that one over here. Looking for more bottoms. I think something over here. We got one. We moved up, we came over here, we kind of tested that, but no real liquidity under that price. A lot of liquidity really around that price and above that price, giving you that pop-up right to the north side. We came back down again, tested it, found support, popped right back up. And not only was it that same price point, it was also, well, no, that trend line is actually using that bottom, so we can't say that, so ignore that. It was not no confluence over there, but that trend line, support line, showing you support again, making a run up to the new all-time high, the AI hype really living to its name. So the question is, do we find support once we do move back to that price? If not, then there's a lot of room to the downside. 400, only $10 away on this stock. 405.50 is something to not keep in or not forget. You know, keep an eye out for that stock. I believe that price right there should be 400. No, that's a little bit under 400. 397.40. Okay, I'm surprised. I thought that would be you know, the stock would show us some sort of a resistance or struggle around 400, but not really. It really chopped around near 400. Looks like it never really gave you a trade around 400. It just chopped around every single day and gapped up or gapped down to 400. That's awesome. That's awesome to notice. So we'll see if on the way down, maybe 400 is a little zone for us to be part of. But right now, 405.50 on Nvidia is something to watch out for. AMD, well below $100. Actually, now below my average price. So sucks to be me. Did not take any profits on AMD. I thought I was going to be a millionaire on this position. I should have probably taken some profits. You know, look at that move. How much of a move was that from my price? 39% in the money, and I didn't cover a single damn dollar? I mean, I was also 34% out of the money, and I didn't punch out. Diamond hands, baby. I'm never selling. So there we go. AMD, sadly moving back to our average price at the moment, not looking good, but as a day trade, you know, giving you lots of opportunities to be part of. We got levels over here, possibly to the short side or possibly to the long side. Dang, bro, says Josh. Hey man, it is what it is. It's a long-term account, okay? It's a long-term account. I held it 34% against me. I held it 36% for me, and I'm ready to hold it another 34% against me, okay? That's just how much I believe in this company. AMD, though, as a day trade, we'll possibly looking for this $95 area to come into play. Even look for today's low, 96 area to come into play and possibly short that. I think AMD possibly moves back into this $93 low over here that we saw multiple times come into play. So those are the levels I'll really be watching. Today's low around 96 and that range low of 93 that we just spotted. Intel. What a move on Intel, right back to the downside. Golly. Does that give you the same number as this? I guess not. Yeah, because that considers a little bit more time period than this does. Just throwing down some anchor VWAPs, year-to-date low, and possibly the next year-to-date low very soon, which will be this one. So just putting down both of them to be safe right now, and then we can get rid of that one later on. Right now, obviously, the Intel stock has been absolutely murdered. I don't know what happened on their event, but clearly the market did not like whatever happened on their event. After making a new 52-week high run, I mean, look, at least this stock we're not down 30 damn percent, right? We were up 55%, we didn't cover, and now we're currently up 30%, and we were never really down too much. At worst, we were down 5% on this position. So hey, shout out to Intel for saving our portfolio a little bit. Let's see if the stock, moves back into this 34 area, finds support, or does it continue to drop to the downside. This 34 area also happens to be the 100 period EMA, and the stock currently found rejection today at the 50 period EMA on the daily, which happens to be near $35.21. So that's the top right there for the day, and the bottom for the day. I think you basically want to watch today's range. It was very not volatile today, but with how the market moved. So if the market moves tomorrow, I think you just take the breakout of today's range on Intel, and you might just end up making a good trade out of that one. Very, very not volatile move. And if you take the breakout of possibly 35 to the north side or 34 to the downside, I think there's a trade over there for you guys. But make sure you're reading the tape. I'll actually put it down for my notes over here. 35 and 34. Let's see which direction the stock goes to. Does it break the lows? Does it break the highs? And does it start continuing to the downside, or does it start showing some sort of a reversal move with the market showing that it's paused, it's paused to the downside, something like the rate hikes, and look for some sort of a safe landing now. So that's for that on Intel. ARM 50. I mean, do I need to say more? ARM 50 was such a solid level today. Missed out on some longs off of that area. The bottom now is 49.85. So watch out for that price. If we do get below 50 on ARM, obviously you want to be involved in that short. But if we don't get below 50, then look for more longs. And we obviously have that 55 once again on ARM. I'm not really too interested in this chop range or the high of this range or the low of this range. I'm interested in 55. So it's either 50 or 55 for me on ARM. And if it doesn't do that, I'm really walking away from the trade. Also, the volume has been constantly decreasing. Day 1, 100 million. Day 5, you're telling me 13 million. Like, what a joke, right? So wake up. You're supposed to be a bigger chip stock than NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA and AMD actually use ARM chips, I believe, to make some stuff. Or at least NVIDIA does. Apple uses ARM chips. A lot of phones have ARM chips. A lot of wearable devices, probably your Apple wearable watch has an ARM chip. So this company is supposed to be bigger than any other company out there for semiconductors. So show me the volume. Start waking up a little bit. Very, very disappointed in this volume move that we're seeing on ARM. Let's keep it in that same realm of IPOs and go down to CAR and KYBO. Honestly, I'm going to delete KYBO from the watch list because this one's volume is atrocious. 5 million shares on the day. What a joke. And it didn't even really push down to 30, but we'll keep it on the watch list. If it does move down to 30, we'll be interested. And the same thing applies to CAR. 7 million shares? Come on, Instacart. Come on. Right, but that $30 level did come into play. It actually came into level play yesterday, going into the close, broke 30 slightly and got back up. And today did the same thing, broke 30 slightly, got back up, gave you beautiful longs. I mean, $2 moves to the north side. So watch out for those longs again off that 30 bottom on this bad boy. So don't ignore that price. Lucid. Whoa, what happened? Why is this thing spamming all my links at the moment? Yo, Prad, what it do? Crazy past 2 days. Yes, sir. SPY puts paid 1000% back to back. Let's go, brother. Fade the pops is my motto. Rest of the year, says Wavy. That sounds like gravy to me, dog. That sounds like gravy to me. Get that bread. Make that bread. Okay, here we go. Where are we? Lucid Motors going to a new 52-week low. So how do we miss these trades, man? This is so annoying. Like, how do we miss these trades? You shouldn't be missing this. Your job is to have scanners, have alerts. You have a trade ideas account, Pratt. Use it, right? So I'm using a trade ideas account. I did not set up an alert from Lucid. I missed this 52-week break. I mean, what a easy short. I didn't even know that the stock was at the 52-week low, to be honest. So we missed out on a beautiful opportunity over here. Now that we know that the stock is continuing to the downside, maybe if it has a pop, this might even be a new all-time low. It is a new all-time low on Lucid Motors. So if we by any chance have a continuation move to the downside tomorrow, I want to be part of it. And the stock did not trigger SSR as it only went down 5% on the day, which means it could easily go down more tomorrow. New all-time low. So look for that new all-time low slash 517 to $5 for any possible trades on that one. Keeping in the car space, we're going to the next car maker, EV maker, Rivian. We tried to short that 22 area today. I guess I was a little too impatient on that 22 shorts. We got burnt. We should have just waited for that pop and that drop back down. We also had a line at 2209 that we kind of ignored. Honestly, we did not pull up the stock on the trading view chart. That's our fault. We made a mistake on that one because we would have possibly waited for the stock to do this, instead of just blindly getting short and then getting burnt. I think that's what happened over here. We blindly got short and got burnt. We would have possibly waited for, the stock to go up there, come back down, and then look for the shorts with the stops at the high of that move or the stops at our level, which honestly never really threatens us and gives you beautiful shorts multiple times. So I'll put that level back on watch for me, 2209. If for any reason the stock does start popping back over here, slash 22, now that we know that we had something mapped out, we just weren't ready for it. Now we are going to be alert and vigilant and trade that opportunity better the next time. Looks like we could have some possible buying around these highs of the ranges, but I'm not too interested in that. I'll just wait for the 20 instead if the stock does want to go down and if I want to try a long. So that's for Rivian. Last few stocks over here, Uber made a pretty move to the downside, but still above a solid range of $43. Look at that consolidation on Uber. Stayed above 43 for a long time. So we want to be interested on catching that dip for any sell-off in the market. If the market does push to the downside, you want to be looking for possible longs off that 43. Get that energy. Get that long bump coming in on a stock that's been absolutely positive for the last how long now? I think from July. Yeah, from July. I mean, ridiculous strength from those lows. Every new article coming out about it, about how they're beating Lyft and Lyft is just losing this battle every single day, I have to use Uber almost every single day, so I'm a big fan of it. So looking for possible dip buys coming in around this 43 to 43.17 area, and if that area does break, then you obviously have a beautiful short through that area also to the downside of possibly moving up to this area right here. Let me just put a line there of $42, let's say. So nice little dollar room to the downside if you do get a short, but tight risk to reward. So we'll watch out for Uber over here. But on a swing term scale, we got two buyers over here. Two possible big buyers over here that could put the stock not too much to the downside. You might just have to look for the dip buy opportunities if it does go there. So I'm interested in the dip buys on Uber. Carvana, we missed out the 46 short, I think, off the FOMC trade. That was a big short. We were very keen, looking forward to taking that trade, the 46 break, and we just kind of forgot it on the FOMC day. It did manage to break it, pretty clean break later on, especially at the 230 move on that day specifically. I can show it to you right here. Right there at the 230 move, starts flushing to the downside, breaks that 46 area, and now basically hangs out near one of our other support lines. Very choppy around the support line. Not interested at that point. 42.80 low and then 44 high. Very choppy around this 43.30, 43.55 area. So don't really like to trade around those price points. I guess that's some sort of a indecision, some sort of a pivot point. It's either playing under or above off this level, and it's also a 50 period EMA. So very interesting price point over here. I'm not going to possibly look to make a trade off of this, but I'll be watching this area to see how the stock trades. Possibly looking to take the breakout of the range of today. If we get the today's high breakout, then I'm interested in the long. If we get today's low breakout, I'm interested in the short. This also matters if the market is green or the market's short, market's long or market's short. If the market's rallying, I'm possibly looking for only longs on Carvana. If the market's going down, possibly looking for only shorts on Carvana. So might want to match that thesis over there to see what happens. Don't know if the stock still has a high short float. So let's go quickly confirm that one. You're not float checker. You're not float checker. Where's float checker? Oh, there's float checker. Float checker, check my float. Come on. Yeah, still a pretty damn high short float. So 30 to 45% being quoted over there on the short float percentages. And there could be, pops coming in. Maybe some short starts covering and you start seeing some rallies to the north side. So if the market's green, I'm interested on that move to the north side on Carvana. So keep an eye out for that 43 area. And then obviously we have that beautiful level of 46 for possible shorts or even more breakout longs through that area. So that is our extensive watch list. Pretty much have levels for every single stock. That's pretty rare. That's pretty rare, because if I go to Discord, let me put Discord on this screen because I don't want you guys to see anything confidential. If I go to Discord and open up my own private Discord channel, this is the notes from yesterday. Notice how a lot of the large cap stocks are just empty, because we were not looking forward to really trade them if they were stuck in ranges. But now we have a nice solid list of stocks to be interested in. Keep an eye out for all of these trades. Take a screenshot if you want right now and save this list for yourself. Save that list for yourself. And if it did help you, make sure you come back to the stream and hit that like, because I know you didn't hit it already. I just know none of you hit the like. None of you ever do. I'm trying to guilt trip you guys into hitting the like over there. All right, economic calendar. I'm guessing there's nothing there. Tomorrow. Ooh, a lot. S&P Global Services PMI coming out tomorrow, 9:45 p.m. or a.m. Sorry, p.m. 9:45 a.m. S&P Global Services PMI coming out. 3-star event, possibly moves the market. But besides that, thankfully, we don't have anything else to come out that could, screw our positions out. So 9:45, obviously, after market open. That's something that you want to be careful for. That could ruin your positions or make your position. So you want to be careful on that side. Besides that, nothing really happening. For the economic calendar, anything on the IPO calendar? Don't think so. Yeah, IPOs are now dead again. Absolutely zilch happening on the IPOs. But for those of you guys are interested, you could just visit that website, nasdaq.com/market-activity-IPOs or /IPOs. So go check out the IPO calendar for those of you who are interested. You guys know where to find all my socials. You guys know where to find all my affiliate sponsors right down below. Means a lot for me for anyone who does use my affiliate sponsor links to sign up for any of those softwares, Trade Ideas, TraderSync, or Benzinga. You help me make $1 or $2 off of that purchase. Also, if you're not following any on my social medias, go check them out. I stay pretty active on Twitter. I stay pretty active in our Discord server. Let me just show you our Discord server. Not just me, we all stay pretty active in our Discord server, talking about our positions, we also meme around quite a bit, talking about our positions, talking about our trades, and helping each other with their trades, helping people grow. I mean, Blind Jedi posts his charts every single day for you guys, and basically you can use his levels to trade, and if you aren't, you're probably making a big mistake for yourself, because this guy prints every single day. And I'm not even showing you the screen. Wow. This guy prints every single day and logs out by like 12 p.m. Logs out. I don't know what he does, but he logs out by 12 p.m. and he's gone out of the trading desk, made his money, puts his money in his pocket, and he's out of there. So shout out to Blind Jedi, the #1 trader on this Discord, 100%. Not me. It's my boy Blind Jedi. Shout out to him. And for anyone else who is on the Discord server, if you feel bad that I gave Blind Jedi that title, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, right? So shout out to our amazing Discord server. Make sure you go check out all of our social media links if you haven't already. And that, my ladies and friends, is a wrap for tonight's show. An hour and 15 minutes of awesomeness and too many safe landing jokes. Hopefully that wasn't too corny for you guys and too cheesy for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show and found some amazing trades for yourselves. And obviously this is the last stream of the week. Tomorrow's Friday. Means it's my day off. And I will see you guys Monday. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Have a better trading session. End it on a green note. And stay in touch. Talk to me on Discord. Talk to me on Twitter. Let me know how your trades went. And obviously, I'll be letting you know how my trades went on all that social media space. Until Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Peace. Love you guys for all the support. Adios.